Okay, hello viewers, welcome once again. I decided to do this video outside. We have beautiful weather today. Of course, it's cold but not really intensely cold. So today I just want to treat the topic on I'm so sorry. Let me appreciate those of you who have been subscribing, watching our channel. Thank you for sharing, thank you for the messages. I got a lot of accolades from most of you who felt I have actually treated their topics. I want to thank those of you from Zimbabwe, the man from Zimbabwe who wrote me. Thank you for the lady who prayed. Thank you for the man who contacted from Dubai. Thank you for those from Ghana, Cameroon, Nigeria. God bless you all. Thank you very much. This is very, very encouraging. I want to appreciate you all. It's really beautiful. And a lot of questions that have been coming up. And I'm so happy that we've been able to render the right answers, to these questions. And I'm sure that there's no more confusion. I got messages from some couple of people talking about visa denial from the Russian embassy, especially in Nigeria, because I know a couple of people who got their visas from the Russian embassy in Ghana, Cameroon. It's not that tedious there because the population is not much compared to Nigeria, where we have a lot of people. Nigerian population is almost equivalent to Russian population, and different land mass. You can see that. So you have a lot of applications coming in every now and then, from Nigerians who want to study here, want to work here. But the problem is that many people have actually abused the system, okay? And that is what is causing the recent problem. Many people come in here for the purpose of studying, and when they get in here, of course, it's very easy for you to get a job, to sustain yourself, even to support your education. But sometimes people forget about the primary goals of coming here. Not just Russia, but some other countries. And this has actually caused a lot of problems, causing a lot of, they see it as a kind of loopholes, with a couple of the fact of what is actually happening right now between Russia and the West. So, this is the reason for evacuation, repatriation. Let me use the word repatriation because no one is evacuating anyone here yet. And it's not going to happen. So, reason for repatriation, deportation, and all that. But the good thing is, even if people are caught, the Russian, the government is so lenient that when you're caught and you still have you're given the privilege, to apply for self-repatriation, and you might be given 2 weeks exit visas. In most cases, 1 week, and no one is arresting you. They let you go because you have done the right thing. But sometimes people still mismanage this opportunity and remain in the country even after these procedures have been done legally. And penalties, of course, is always 5,000 rubles, which is equivalent to maybe, do I say $6 or $7 thereabout? That's the penalty paid, for overstaying. Now, for those of you who have been denied visa, okay, because I'm going to play a short screen, not maybe 2 minutes thereabout. You see the queue, you see a lot of problems, occurring, and this has actually caused a lot of corruption, by the security, state at the gate of the Russian embassy in Abuja. Now they take money, for what they call it. They take money now for giving out appointments, which is really, really, really wrong. Well, let's address this issue of visa denial. If you are coming here with the intention of studying, you pay your tuition fee. You have to prove yourself that you're a student. Because I got a message from a partner to that someone who actually got a Russian scholarship was also denied visa. The reason for this is that you have to prove yourself. Russia has a kind of working system. The educational system here is excellent in the sense that even if you pay your tuition, you have to attend classes. It's that tough. I know of someone who actually got in here and had different intention, paid the tuition and refused to attend classes, but rather got a job, trying to sustain himself. And after all, he got a warning from the university. You get the first strike, second strike, the third strike, there may be no pardon. You'll be told to exit. Even if you don't exit, they have already exited you without you knowing. You think your visa is still valid, it's not valid. By the time you return and try to come back in, it becomes a problem. So let me advise, let's start from the issue of visas. When you get an admission, try to understand a few steps. One, if you got the admission yourself, good. If you got it through an agent, you still have to do your findings. What is the name of the university you attended? How did you get it? Do you understand the environment. What region of Russia is it? Is it always very cold there? You have to understand how they're going to adapt there first. You understand? You cannot talk about Kamchatka. You cannot talk about the Siberia region, which is very, very cold compared to, Moscow, St. Petersburg, Novosibirsk, and some other region like that. They are not really extremely cold. So these questions are the things you have to understand first, your purpose of going there. Okay? Then secondly, you should know the course you want to study. Initially, you're going to study the language course for 10 months. And after that, are you going for a bachelor's degree? Are you going for a master's degree? What next? These are the questions you have to ask yourself, Create a template for this. Answer the questions yourself. You should have a purpose. You should define your purpose, not just using it as an opportunity to jackpot. If you want to jackpot, you're welcome. Get into a university after your maybe master's degree of 2 years, like I already explained in my other video. You can get a permanent residence if you come out with distinction. Also, if you have your bachelor's degree, you can also apply for permanent or temporary residence. These steps are very easy if you find someone who's going to tell you the truth. I'm so sorry. I'm talking so fast because of the code. Now, excuse me. Now, let's talk about your sponsors. The tuition is affordable. Accommodation is affordable. Insurance, maximum 5,000 rubles. Not so expensive. Okay. Can you explain the job jurisdiction of your sponsor? What is your sponsor into? Whether your father, whether your uncle, whether your aunt, whether yourself, what are you into? How do you raise this fund? Who is going to support you if you're over there, if you're not getting the Russian government scholarship? If you're a self-sponsored student. These are the questions you have to answer. How do you pay? You have to give the proofs. Nobody's asking for bank statement. They don't need it. But you have to prove from what you're going to say, from the way you fill your form, from the interview process. The counselor already understands if you're genuine or not. Okay. I've had cases of people coming for master's degree and they could not solve basic or arithmetic mathematics. Sometimes the counselor, based on his discretion, gives this, simple mathematics. Sometimes, if he looks at you that you're not sounding so intelligent, he just wants to dismiss you with mathematics. The question sometimes is, express this and find the solution. Very simple. For example, 5 plus 7 minus 2. Very simple questions. This is board math. Sometimes you have 16 divided by 4, open and close bracket, minus another open and close bracket, 4 plus 6, then divided by 2. Simple board math, which you all know is elementary. So many people have failed this. I even tried to send these questions for some people to practice, but they keep giving me, wrong answers. How would the counselor know that you're a genuine student? How? You haven't proved anything. So it's not about you getting admission. It's not about you paying your tuition fee. It's about you proving that you're actually coming to Russia to study. I've seen people who actually came here to study. At the end of the day, they abandon it for marital purpose. Okay? It doesn't define your true purpose. It doesn't define your true intention. It is just like you're changing your visa status from non-immigrant to immigrant. If you're tending towards that is a red flag. Another thing is you find a lot of people at the Russian embassy, when they're on queue, probably waiting for their turn, for signing in, going for interview. They discuss a lot of things. The camera is there. It has both audio and video. They listen to your conversation. Some people talk about, I just got married. I'm going back. Is it genuine? No, it's not genuine. It's not expensive. You can pay this. You can pay that. The consular is listening. He knows you already from the camera. You think they're not monitoring all these things, but you get there, you misbehave, and at the end of the day, you say you were not issued visa. How will you be issued visa? Tell me. So these are the things you have to ensure you're clear. Understand your purpose of coming. Understand your plans after the study. Understand, are you coming back to your country? What else are you supposed to do? Who is financing you? How much is your tuition? Some people don't even know how much the tuition is. They just get their admission letter, get some other things without even understanding what else to do. Some people don't even know how to fill the form. Okay? I've had cases of people who have, those who have already, they're already under, the watch of the Russian government. Maybe they had penalty and all that, overstaying, and they still put them as references to those they know here in Russia. How do you expect that connection to work? Okay, I'm sorry if I'm harsh today. I just want us to clear reality so that we'll stop wasting effort and time. If you have questions, if you have been denied before, send us an email, send us a chat on WhatsApp, +79658181531. We'll be able to discuss all this. Okay. After this break, I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I think I'm more relaxed now because I am actually home. So by and large, we have talked about a few things from you know um, how to defend yourself at the embassy. Honestly speaking, the consular does not know anyone. It's not going to witch hunt anyone. Okay, the decision is strictly based on what you have to say, and the only document you are providing legalization of. Let's even talk about that legalization of your result, O level result. Okay, through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Education. Firstly, at the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will attest to that, okay, just to authenticate it, to show that it is genuine. And don't forget that the Russian consulate only accepts um, certificates. That's YX certificate or NECO certificate, okay, or NECO certificate. If you don't have either of these two, don't bother to apply. That's another area of rejection. And if you're coming for masters, you have to, authenticate or legalize your O level, that's WIAC or NECO certificate, and your first degree certificate. It's also important you do that. Sometimes, along with your transcript, it's very important you can combine your transcript along with this. You understand? When you have all this document in place, ensure you get a letter of admission in Russian language, strictly written in Russian language. Some universities will write in English language. Tell them you want it in Russian language, okay? Include that. Then your invitation, print out a copy, include that, okay? Then ensure you go for HIV analysis, that's test. That one does not cost more than 5,000 naira, okay? In a non-government hospital, 5,000 naira. And don't forget your legalization at the Ministry of Education. I've forgotten the price, but it cannot be more than 6,000 naira and maybe 4,000 naira at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs if you do it yourself. And of course, there are some people who help others to do it by proxy. It's acceptable as long as the ministry is accepting. It's acceptable. We have all these things in place. Create a file. Make sure it's very neat. The Russian, parastatals don't joke with document. It must be very neat. Okay, not the rough type and all that, because I understood all that here is their system. It must be very neat, well arranged. You have all this. If you have paid a tuition deposit, fine. No one is going to ask you for the receipt. You can only tell them that you have paid. Okay, it depends on the point of interview. And you must also understand that interview should be lively. You don't wait for someone to. Gone are the days where you have to wait and it becomes you give monosyllables answer or something and you have to wait and like make it like a dialogue. Okay, have a conversation with the consular. Make it like a dialogue, like someone who's trying to defend something. You don't just sit at home, pray. I know we're very spiritual people, but I tell people spiritualism is different. Getting the right document and submitting the right document is different entirely. And understanding your purpose is also different entirely. Okay, so just ensure you follow these steps and see how magic of getting your visas happen. All right. Then another thing is when coming into Russia, because you have a visa of any country, does not mean you will have direct access to that country. There are some things you still have to, some sort of interview you still have to face at the border, especially in Moscow. They'll ask what university you're going to. You already answered all those questions. They want to check if it's going to tally with what they have on the system. What university are you going to? Have you paid your tuition? Okay, and some other personal questions. Do you have tuition fee to show in case you have not paid? Do you have any evidence? Okay, physical cash, very important. And one other thing is that they always check phones. We have a lot of people who have been doing the wrong deals here from Africa and Asia and some other places. Even Americans do wrong deals here. So they'll check your phone. They'll just to ensure security wise that you are a good person coming to the country. You don't have any criminal background. They'll check your phone and some other things. If you have conversation with people, even about what your intention of coming here, you don't want to study, you're actually here to do this, you actually try to use here as a transit point. They'll see all this information. That is why you see some people being deported back to Africa. So I tell people, irrespective of your plan, I'm only aware you want to come and study. Please delete every messages from your WhatsApp. In fact, take out the application completely and just come in the way you have applied to the embassy as a student. Just come in through that way. Okay, just come in to let everything be clean and clear, from the consulate to the immigration at the border. Just make everything tally. Let it be the same thing. You see people sending messages. Oh, I don't have anyone in Russia. After you answer that, fill that in the form. You answer that. I don't have anyone in Russia. And you have someone in Russia sending you messages. Already, that is another red flag. When they check your phone and they see that the way you answer the question at the consulate is different from what they are seeing. You don't have anyone in Russia. Now, how come? Who is this person sending you messages? Someone like, hey, have you arrived? Did you bring the Gary? Did you bring this? But you say you don't have anyone in Russia. Very suspicious. Whether you have paid your tuition or not, the FSB might likely send you back because you lied. You become a mule. Okay, so you have to be very, very careful about all this, because I understand a lot of people prefer, good quality education, even at cheaper rate as it is in Russia. But just don't waste your ticket money. Ensure you follow these rules. They are very simple rules. They are not my instruction. They are not my rules. They're just guidance, just to help you to come in freely. And when you come in, attend your classes first. Forget about job. You should at least prepare yourself, for 6 months, 1 year without even looking for a job. Attend your classes first. Register yourself. Let them know you. Let the department know you. These things are very important in case in the nearest future you intend to apply for the Russian permanent residence. Attendance is very important. You need to see the way even PhD students are being treated like secondary school students. You'll be surprised. Yeah, researchers, they're being treated like secondary school students. You think it's only in Africa that we instill discipline, but here, whether you're doing your master's, you're doing your PhD, there's discipline. You must attend lectures. You must attend classes. Okay, you must do your research very well. Everything must be excellent. They don't want failure here. They don't want that. You can only do that in other countries. In America, by decide not to attend classes, nobody cares. But here, they have that culture. They have that culture, discipline. That is why you find students go to school in the morning as early as 7. If you're in kindergarten, they come back by 7. The parents go back to pick them. And other levels, they go as early as 7:30. And by 5, they come back home, And from that 5 o'clock again, they go take extra lessons, maybe to study English, maybe French, maybe Chinese language and all that. Some go for swimming classes. So Monday to Friday, the Russian kids don't even have time. They don't have time. That is why they only have time in summer. So this brings us to the facts of another topic. For those people who have been applying for a tourist visa, this is not the time to apply for tourist visa. Okay? Usually summertime. So if you apply now, you might not even get the visa. If you're lucky to get it because you have previous travel experience, especially people from Nigeria, other embassies, consulates, they are easier compared to the rigorous steps you have to take with the Russian consulate in Nigeria. Okay, you can come in with conference. Okay, maybe you have an article you wrote in your master's, or you're affiliated to a university and all that, and you set a topic. Okay, for peer-to-peer view and review and all that, and you got invited, yeah, that is acceptable if you're one of the speakers or one of the authors, okay? Or as a listener, if it's something that has to do with your background, okay? But people going for exhibition, you must be an exhibitor, not a visitor. Because most exhibitions, visitors are always free. You're not paying anything. You just generate so-called pass code and print that out. In the actual sense, okay, it doesn't work that way. If you're coming for a conference, for example, if you're coming for a conference and you're coming for exhibition as a visitor, and some will refer you, go get a tourist visa and come in. It doesn't work that way. You must get a private a personal invitation for that conference or congress from the organizers. It must be very good, genuine invitation. Don't use tourists for conference, don't use tourists for congress and all that. So I have a lot of topics to talk about, but it depends on the questions I'm getting. But maybe I will digress a bit based on my templates, but just use it to answer the questions from our viewers. I want to appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing, liking, subscription. It keeps growing. I really appreciate you. I want to see more of your subscription, sharing with other people so that we all can learn, and have a great foundation, for the Japa syndrome that's actually occurring in Africa now. And for those who want to relocate with their family, yes, I'm going to talk about that in the next episode. I'm going to show you schools, how beautiful these schools are. How beautiful these schools are, because every neighborhood, they have a school attached to them. You don't have to live in A and start taking your kids to another zone. Every neighborhood, they have a school attached, kindergarten, primary, and all that. So, thank you very much. Please try and join us again in the next episode. God bless you. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.